Fartooth is a 6-star Deadeye sniper. She originally released during the Pinus Sylvestris event in the A Wandering in the Wind banner alongside Ashlock. Fartooth, real name Justina Valentine, has 4 years of combat experience, likely coming from her time as a competition knight and member of the Pinus Sylvestris nightclub. She stands at 155 centimeters tall, was born on the 10th of October in Casimir's, and is of the Liberi race, specifically a Eurasian goshawk. In her archive files and promotion record, it's noted that with the arrival of several infected knights for treatment and the agreement between Pinus Sylvestris nightclub and Rhodes Island, they've gained insight into the characters of the nightclub. The Fartooth Knight, known for her cold and reserved demeanor, earned her title as an independent knight, rejecting numerous offers to join firms and knight orders. Though initially needing time to adjust to her new nightclub, her interactions with Flametail and the operators of Rhodes Island reveals a softer side beneath her tough exterior. Despite her aloof appearance, the Fartooth Knight shows a surprisingly gentle and approachable nature. The Fartooth Knight shone brilliantly in the major preliminaries, showcasing her formidable strength. Despite being the strongest in Pinus Sylvestris, she lacks arrogance and excels in teamwork, adapting her role based on the situation. She provides fierce offense when needed, but can also shift to agile, long-range support, reacting swiftly as if attuned to the wind. Her unique, fragmented speech initially confuses some operators, but it stems from her habit of thinking ahead and only later offering explanations. Justina Valentine was born a normal village girl in rural Casimir's, with childhood dreams of becoming a knight. Despite knighthood fading in popularity, her admiration for the Radiant Knight kept her dream alive. However, an accident infected her with oropathy before she could register as a knight, dashing her hopes in a time when infected knights were unheard of. It wasn't until the Blood Knights' victory and the push for the Infected Knights Act that Justina's hope reignited, driving her forward with renewed determination. Fartooth's journey, like many infected knights, was filled with immense struggle. She survived the brutal illegal tournaments and earned her knighthood against all odds, making a brilliant impression in the major preliminaries. Despite gaining supporters, income, and a title, it became clear that fame and wealth were never her true goals. Now a knight, Justina reflects on the other side of the life she once idealized, longing not for glory, but for the simplicity of her rural past. While receiving treatment at Rhodes Island, she often reminisces about her peaceful childhood, playing folk songs, and dreaming of home, though she knows returning to that life is impossible for an infected. Fartooth stays close to her nightclub, enduring Wildmane and Ashlock's quarrels while silently supporting her companions. Unlike the others, her reason for joining Pinus Sylvestris is simple. Flametail invited her, and the club gave a sense of security as an infected knight with nowhere else to go. As long as her companions remain and she has this new home, she'll protect it with everything she has. Fartooth is confirmed to be infected. She has a cell originum assimilation of 5% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.21 parts per liter. The notes in her medical file note that minor crystallization is visible on the surface of her body, and her infection is overall stable. Warfarin also notes that competition knights pay out fast and are often healthier than other infected due to the money they possess. In her character art, drawn by Nori ZC, Fartooth wears a slightly baggy white shirt with drawstrings that is tucked into her black leather short shorts with strings on the side as well. Brown hooded cape with some stripes on the edges of her cloak, clear face guard with ribbons coming off of it on her head, metal gauntlets, metal shin guards with clear knee pads, metal boots that resemble talons, and a clear quiver that hangs off to her side. She holds her crossbow-like weapon with a retractable stock and scope, and that fires swords using a tension coil spring in her left hand, while she draws another sword from her quiver with her right. In her voice lines, voiced by Suzuko Mamori, who also voices Himawari Furutani in Yuri Yuri, Ilin in Queen's Blade, Himiko in Batum, Suzune in Senran Kagura, Hisui e Fiore in Fairy Tail, Umi Sonoda in Love Live, Ophis in High School DD, Yuri Ushigome in Bang Dream, Namiko in Quadruple S Gridman, Gamma in Eminence in Shadow, Rui Nikado in Odd Taxi, M1A1 in Type 92 in Girls Frontline, Sangonomiya Kokomi in Genshin, Namiko and Unzen in Azure Lane, Galleon in Grand Blue Fantasy, and Rapunzel in Nikkei. Fartooth often talks of knighthood.
イボナと会合が騒ぐせいで、風の音が聞こえなくなっちゃうこともあって困る。あれ？訓練場のあの人は、陽騎士。ドクター、近くに見に行ってもいい？健康な人なら、カジミ英種で騎士になるのは簡単だよ。競技場に行って登録するだけだから。でも本当の騎士になるつもりなら、健康だろうがそうじゃなかろうが、すごく難しい。すごくね。ソーナの考え方には賛成だし、そのために戦うことも厭わないけど、実際は自分の居場所をなくしたくないだけかもしれない。ドクター、君にとってロドスは、そんな風に全てをかけても守りたい場所なの？昔は、私もすごく騎士に憧れてた。でも大騎士寮に向かう途中、予想外の事故で感染者になってしまった。あの時の感覚は、今でも覚えてる。手のひらから指先まで痺れが広がって、初めて剣をうまく握れないと感じたよ。
At E2 level 90 with max trust and potential, Fartooth has 1,522 HP, 1,336 attack, 163 defense, 0 resistance, a 66-second redeploy time, 20 DP cost, and has a roughly 2.7 second attack speed. Her range is the standard range of a Deadeye sniper, that being the massive range around her. At max trust, she gets plus 100 attack. At max pot, she gets minus 2 DP cost, minus 4 seconds to redeploy, plus 40 attack, and a buff to her first talent. Her first talent, Concentration, at E2 pot 4, when Fartooth hasn't taken damage in the past 10 seconds, she gets plus 18% attack. Her second talent, Stilled Breath, at E2, when Fartooth's skill is active, she becomes less likely to be targeted by attacks, and her attacks ignore the target's physical dodge. Fartooth has 2 base skills, with one being upgraded at E2. Her first base skill, Homecoming, when Fartooth is assigned to a dorm, she restores plus 0.55 morale per hour to herself, and plus 0.1 morale per hour to all other ops in the same dorm. Her second base skill, Pinus Sylvestris Alpha, is upgraded to Pinus Sylvestris Beta at E2, and gives her plus 25% productivity when assigned to a factory. Fartooth's first skill, Swift Strike Gamma, gains SP over time and is manually triggered, lasting for 35 seconds at all levels. Level 7 starts with 10 SP and needs 39 SP to proc, while M3 starts with 15 and needs 35. At level 7, Fartooth gets plus 34% attack and plus 35 attack speed. At M3, she gets plus 45% attack and plus 45 attack speed. Her second skill, Ally Support, gains SP over time and is manually triggered, with all levels needing 40 SP to proc. Level 7 starts with 21 SP and lasts for 31 seconds, while M3 starts with 25 and lasts for 35 seconds. At level 7, Fartooth can attack blocked enemies outside of her attack range and gets plus 90 attack speed. At M3, it's plus 110 attack speed. Her third skill, Feathershine Arrows, gains SP over time and is manually triggered. Level 7 starts with 7 SP and needs 24 SP and lasts for 17 seconds, while M3 starts with 10, needs 20, and lasts for 20 seconds. At level 7, Fartooth's attack range changes to an infinitely long straight line directly ahead of her, and she gets plus 100% attack. When attacking an enemy outside of her usual attack range, the damage dealt increases to 130%. At M3, it's plus 140% attack, and damage dealt outside of her usual range increases to 140%. Fartooth has a DEA-X module named First Show Support Set, which makes it so that the further away an enemy is from Fartooth, the higher the damage dealt, up to plus 15%. At Module Level 3, First Show Support Set fully upgrades Concentration, making it so that if no damage is taken in the past 6 seconds, Fartooth gets plus 22% attack. She also gets plus 100 attack and plus 7 attack speed. To unlock and max out this module, you must have Fartooth at E2 level 60, have 100% trust with her, defeat a total of 80 enemies with your own Fartooth, 3-star stage S2-2, having your own Fartooth deployed and defeating at least 8 enemies with her S3 Feathershine arrows, have 12 module data blocks, 60 data patching strips, 20 data patching devices, 2 D32 steels, 3 bipolar nanoflakes, 4 crystalline electronic units, and 300,000 LMD. She also has a DEA-Y module named Fan Letters, which makes it so that if the enemy Fartooth attacks remains alive, she gains 1 additional SP. At Module Level 3, Fan Letters fully upgrades Concentration, making it so that if Fartooth has not taken damage within the past 5 seconds, she gets plus 18% attack and plus 7 attack speed. She also gets plus 120 attack and 120 HP. To unlock and max out this module, you must have the same 2 prerequisites filled as last time, complete 5 battles with your own Fartooth, having her use her S3 Feathershine arrows at least twice per battle, 3-star stage 2-5, having your own Fartooth defeat at least 2 senior casters, have the usual modules and LMD, 2 crystalline electronic units, 3 D32 steels, and 4 polymerization preparations. For a subclass I honestly never use, Fartooth is worth considering for her S2 and her S3 alone, at least in my opinion. Starting with her talent, she actively rewards the player for having her not get hit by giving a damage buff, which is further attainable with her second talent that lowers her taunt in addition to ignoring physical dodge on enemies, which has been really useful lately. Her S1, while generic, is useful for its attack speed buff. Her S2 also gives her a massive attack speed buff, as well as making her range technically universal, and her S3 makes her like a pseudo blast caster with physical and massive damage. Finally, her modules both upgrade her first talent, either giving more attack in a shorter amount of time or more attack speed in a shorter amount of time, both being very useful. The cons come from her subclass as well, since Deadeye snipers prioritize enemies in their range with the lowest defense, which can and will be annoying for when you're trying to take down a tougher enemy and an Originum slug or an attack dog comes into range. Her S2 has the caveat on her universal range being tied to blocking enemies, so if they're running around freely, they'll stay that way until they're blocked or put into Fartooth's range. Finally, her S3 requires a lot of forethought, as you're literally just looking for Ifrit lanes, and while the infinite range is useful, you'll likely not be making full use of it, as a decent amount of the maps aren't that big. Overall, medium to maybe medium-high priority to build Fartooth. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Azure Lane and Girls Frontline videos as well. There will be a teaser out tomorrow for next week's character and story summaries.